Alarming new infection rates out of Los Angeles County in California. Health officials there say that 1 in 140 people are infected. That's a huge increase. It was 1 in 400 people just last week. And that number could reach 1 in 70 people by next week. It comes as Governor Gavin Newsom is threatening to reinstate stay-at-home orders. Joining us now is Democratic Congresswoman Linda Sanchez. Her district includes parts of Los Angeles and Orange County. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being with us today. Now, I know there are steps being taken. I know the beaches will be closed over the 4th of July weekend in Los Angeles. I know bars are being closed in certain counties. Is that enough? I mean, I don't know that there's this enormous increase in cases over the last few weeks just because bars have been open.
Well, it's a combination of things. It's the easing and the reopening of certain businesses, but it's also individuals, for some reason, when they heard that the economy was reopening, thought that they were going back to pre-COVID normal, which is not the case. So people have not been wearing face masks. They've not been social distancing. I've been alarmed when I've been walking around just running errands to see the number of people that are not taking this seriously. And I don't know why, but for some reason, wearing a face mask has become political. To me, wearing a face mask is like wearing sunscreen. It's protection, and everybody should be doing it.
There is a face mask order in California. People are supposed to wear them in your state. But there is no national order or mandate. What difference do you think that would make?
Yeah, clearly the lack of leadership at the national level from our president has caused confusion and misunderstanding among people. If the president were to wear a face mask and be seen doing that and encourage that, I think that these mixed messages would be less confusing for people. But clearly, the president failed at the national response to have a coordinated plan, to put pieces in place, and to have a consistent message from health officials. The decisions should be driven by data and science, and the president has stumbled and fallen badly on that. And that is what is creating this confusion for folks who think that if the president is not wearing a face mask, why should I have to do it?
What's your opinion on what role the protests that took place 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, enormous numbers of people, young people on the streets, what role that may have played in the increase in cases?
Well, clearly, whenever you have large groups of people gathering, you have to be careful. Many of the protests that I saw, folks had face masks. They were trying to social distance. So, yes, they were out and they were gathered, but they were at least trying to take those precautions, which we know can be effective. Contrast that with political rallies that the president is doing where people are not wearing face masks and not social distancing, and it's a very stark contrast. Personally, I just think that individuals with the lack of a consistent federal message need to just understand COVID is still very much with us and we have to protect ourselves.
Do you think that California, that Governor Newsom needs to consider a statewide new stay-at-home order?
Well, if cases continue to go up at the rate they are and hospitalizations continue to rise, unfortunately, that may have to happen. And that would erase months of folks sacrificing and staying home and doing all the right things. It only takes a small group of people to ruin it for the rest of the state. And that's what I've been telling people all along. When you wear a mask, it's not necessarily to protect yourself, it's to protect everyone around you. And people who refuse to wear masks are very selfish in that regard. They are contributing to the spread of this disease.
In disease, the pandemic is having a disproportionate impact on communities of color and minority communities. You yourself have said we're all in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat. What do you mean by that?
That's correct. Communities of color and low-income communities oftentimes have overcrowded living situations. Many of Black and brown workers work as essential workers, so they can't work from home, which is why I've introduced a piece of legislation with a colleague of mine, Representative Cartwright, Coronavirus Frontline Worker Fair Pay Act, that would compensate them for the extra risk that they're taking and going out every day and doing their jobs that are essential. But we didn't have testing sites in those communities quickly enough. We didn't have informational campaigns in languages that were appropriate for some of those communities. And we are seeing, unfortunately, the disparities that already exist in our healthcare system magnified because of COVID-19.
Congresswoman Linda Sanchez, we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much for being with us. Stay safe, stay healthy.
My pleasure. You too. Be well.
All right.